Alrighty, welcome, welcome. How is everybody today? Turn this down just a little bit. There we go. We can get started. I reset all the saves, so it is a fresh, brand new start. There was a patch update, so I want to try to test everything in full again as much as I can.
The Novice, 19th of Cogulun. Rainfall. Vampires take heed.
Rainfall. Vampires take heed. Rainfall does damage vampires. I'm not sure if that has fully been implemented yet or not, but it should. So this is Deadhaus Sonata. This is the main hub where you start. Let's check and see if these work. They still work. They just don't have the audio still. Okay. So these little books, when you first start out, will get you the radio plays. At least the first season, as far as I'm aware, has been completely added. It's about 45 minutes worth of audio drama, or a radio play if you're old school, you know, listening to War of the Worlds on the radio. That was before my time. But think of it like that. It's very well put together, professional voice actors and sound effects. So great to listen, great to give you an idea of what the world is all about, and helps build and let you understand what to expect. The world is not a nice place. Mankind teeters on the brink of destruction, and elder gods are playing 8-way chess, 9-way chess, on top of one of the other ones. So that is what to expect. I'm going to grab up all these. I will explain them all when I come back and have a few cards and all that good jazz. But for now, let's go ahead and go into the first level, which is the Blood Sanctum here. Again, I will explain all of that here in about 15 minutes.
Snow.
Let me go ahead
I
and
no longer remember
grab
what
some
cold
things.
feels like.
So this is the basic tutorial level.
Blur. To move with the swiftness of a vampire is to be as a passenger in one's own body, propelled by reflex, unseeing and unseen.
Supposed to use Blur to get across here. Ooh, this one's new. Many are the bones of cattle that once fed the vampires who sheltered here. Not all were taken when they fled. Okay. That's one I had not seen before. This one talks about Thasian soldiers, which we will encounter here in just a moment. This is your first encounter with an Awakened. They are the first house that Deadhaus is at war with. Those dreams do not die and death does not dream.
Exsanguinate. By the dark power of exsanguinate, you shall come to learn that your singular purpose is to drink and never stop. To drown in blood.
So if you've ever played Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, the iconic feed mechanic is what that is, and it's been modified and updated. It kind of combines a couple of things. Ooh, we got red eyes this time. That's been updated. If that looks familiar to you, that's what they are talking about. That's what I was talking about. Stay away. Yes, fight the infection. Get a little head crab here, or head spider crab. They're fun. They go kablooey. These little blood puddles right here, they will restore your life, or unlife, I should say. Refill your blood. And if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask, and I am more than happy to help explain anything and everything that I can. Should probably just make a little... I will do that here in just a second. I will add a little text message. Also, doing executions like that will also restore your blood. So there's multiple ways to keep yourself alive. You're not limited to just feeding. And we have our first inscription. That's the basics of the first level. There's not a whole lot to it. You can come back, and there will be more enemies later on if you choose to. You can see some of the fog effects here on the ground, which are done quite nicely. And now back to the corpse hold, the place where we came from.
Deformis, 20th of Cogulun. Rain falls like beads of silver.
That will be the tutorial complete, and no more audio books. Alright. No inventory, tarot cards. Yep. Alright. I'm going to start up here on the top right, or top left. This is the inscription room, or the inscriptorium, and here is where you will take the inscriptions that you find, like we found this one. They are automatically added to your weapons if there's room during a sojourn, but when you start getting more and more and more, you can bring them here and place them on your weapons. And you can have a main hand, offhand, or a two-hander. At the moment we don't have any chest armors or helmets yet. It's just weapons, and the weapons consist of swords, axes, and spears. Spears are two-handed, axes and swords are one-handed. They each have their own moveset. The most animations available are for these swords currently. But if you notice the capacity here, there's 3, 6, 9, 12 pips there. And this verse of Shattered Dreams only costs 2, so you can only fit in the you can only fit in inscriptions up until it fills it up. You can't go over it. Down here we get the character stats, so how much unlife you have, how much blood you have. There's 2 bars. So the unlife is a gray bar, the blood is the red bar. Balance, regeneration, and a whole bunch of other things. I'm not going to go over all of them, but it's how to check what your character is good at or whatnot, and you can adjust those by changing out your inscriptions and weapons and armor and stuff like that once the bonuses for those get added. On the left side over here, or the right side, depending on which way you're facing, is the library. Tombs and scrolls you discover along the way. So, feats. This is the main feat or sigil that you will be obtaining during the demo. aside from that first one that I picked up. And it's after every 50 kills. So the more you kill, the more inscriptions you get. The more inscriptions you get, the more stuff you can do. These other ones you will not be able to complete because of it just being the demo. This one, the Versus Shattered Dreams, you got for doing the first level, and I do not believe you can pick it up again. And the sigils is what is currently active when you go on a sojourn, what has a chance of dropping and their power levels. And the journal is all those little green runestones that I've seen along the way. The first time you play, you will get an audio dialogue. I've played them before, so it's not giving me anything. I think that's a minor bug for starting a new character, but we'll see. But you can... Ooh, that one's not... They were working before. I found a bug! Alright. I'll have to report that one. They were working last time. I guess something recently barked it this time. Gotta love it. So, down here, this room has nothing to it yet, but from what Dennis has posted, he's testing weapons and stuff down here, so I'm assuming this is eventually going to be a test room for combat, but, you know, it looks nice. It's very well put together. A little mini arena looking thing. We have this, which shows your stats. You can also look at that through, I believe, one of these things. Feats. Yeah, stats right here. So, just a way you can look at it for now. Another way you can look at it. Over here we have the inscription table, or the tarot table. And this is where you will switch out your major and minor arcana for upgrades. So I currently have 4, but there is 4 more to collect on the next stage. And I'll show you guys where they're all at. And for now we got Whirlwind, or Whirling Death, not Whirlwind, Exsanguinate, Bite, and Blur. And this you can pop up here and switch them in and out. And then upgrade, so you click on your card here. And as you can see, Levitation has a cooldown state of plus 30 or 25. And if we equipped it, we don't get Levitate. This one, depending on how many cards you have, will lower that cooldown. So, allowing it to levitate allows you to have some movement instead of being stuck in place, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to keep that there, as it is a very fun thing to do. All these other cards have not been found yet. Again, it's a brand new, fresh thing. But these are the minor arcana, and they drop off of enemies as you play. You just collect them from playing the game. The more you play, the more will drop, depending on the day of the week. Certain ones will definitely drop more. Over here we have partnered with a regiment, which is a veterans and military gaming community. And this is like the little statue dedicating that partnership.
Across
or honoring
countless
that
realms
partnership.
and countless wars, some choose to stand beside others, not above them. Their duty is not conquest, but watchfulness. You are not alone. We have your 6.
So, any military veterans, down in my channel there is a link to their Discord. If that's your thing, join on up. This is the Chronicles.
3rd of Oct, in the year 218 after Deadhaus. At dawn, on the 5th day of our search, we came upon the vampire's dwelling, a ruined tower from the First Age. 12...
So, you can sit here and listen to every single one of these radio plays. Again, it's about 45 minutes for the first season, and this is the whole of the first season. I don't believe it's set to an autoplay, so you would have to click them individually, but you can sit here and watch it. When it's a stormy day, you get to see all the lightning and lighting effects out in the world while you sit here and listen to it. So it's kind of a nice little trick or thing to do. And lastly, we have the map table. This is where you select what sojourn you're going to go on, or mission. And our next mission is the Charnel Vale. So here is where you would select your, if you want to change what has a chance of dropping, you can click on it, boost it, or re-roll it. And from what I can tell, this is all what's the right word? All affected words by the celestial clock. So this is the big backbone of the game. A lot of the game mechanics revolve around this clock. If you know this clock, you can have an advantage on what you know, or what can happen, I should say. So we have time of day.
At first light, our strength wavers, but we must endure. El Sabaoth's eyes open, and his scorn stretches long before us. The blood within us trembles, pulling against the sun's ascent, urging retreat. Even non-vampires feel some dampening of their power in the presence of El Sabaoth's might.
So here you can see that during dawn, so what time of day it is, the glory of molten gold, the healing spells of vampires are weakened, and the damage spells of vampires are weakened. So the time of day does affect what happens to your character. I'm going to stop the audios on some of these just so we don't have all the voiceovers, because some of them are a bit lengthy, but there is well over an hour of audio just in this alone. So we have the month here,
Cogaloon, the
and depending on which month it is, as you can see this one, when an inscription drops, it may grant increases growth of other inscriptions. So might make other inscriptions more power, or other inscriptions on the one that dropped more powerful. The planets
belongs to Islarith, the dream,
which are the elder gods, or the homes of the elder gods, also grant inscription bonuses or chances of bonuses. It all depends on how you kill things, when you kill things, where you kill things, time of day, as I said. But Visania will affect finishers, it looks like, and kills. So anything to do with that you see on an inscription is probably due to this one being in alignment. And right here we get this little red outline at the north of this, or the top of this triangle here. And anything that's glowing is in alignment. So right now, inscriptions have a chance of having some of this stuff on there. Again, it is all deterministic, based on what you do. So not everything will drop, it just depends on how you play.
Inundo belongs to War.
This one, additional damage from random elements. Kills return damage dealt as primary resource, in this case blood. Percent damage received returns as primary resource over time, so might regenerate over time.
There it hangs in the night sky.
And then this one, increased damage over time effects, consecutive hits apply slowing debuffs. So Whirlwind should be really good on this one. You know, and surrounded by a toxic cloud with whose radius grows based on move speed. So if you like to move fast and whatnot, maybe you're aiming for a build that revolves around speed and doing like a whirlwind attack, being a barbarian via Diablo 2 with 75% movement speed to do some of that AoE damage. But each month
Lao.
has different inscription effects. Effects that reduce cooldowns.
Ator.
This one, effects that are triggered at low hit points.
Parat.
Aura effects. And then again, each planet
Novasol belongs.
has different, Novasol, healing, light. Finishers temporarily buff nearby allies, which would include your skeleton minions and other players once multiplayer is introduced, which will be in the early access, but not in the demo. Increase damage by % and decrease attack speed by Y%. So, a little bit of a trade-off there. This will tell you the moon phase.
Beneath the new moon, the night is very dark for mortals. Their sight falters, and they stumble into our grasp unknowing. But for vampires, starlight suffices, casting the world in argent clarity. Coffins, crypts, the depths of Malorum itself, none are dark to us, for our vision is not bound to the laws of nature. Beneath the new moon, the night is very dark for mortals. Their sight falters, and they stumble into our grasp unknowing. But for vampires, starlight suffices, casting the world in argent clarity. Coffins, crypts, the depths of Malorum itself, none are dark to us, for our vision is not bound to the laws of nature.
So that kind of gives you an idea of the moon phases. Each moon phase will hold something different and affect the character in that way.
Fog. Fog is a faithful ally to the unliving. Mortal eyes falter beneath its pall, whether from natural fog or that conjured by liches. Within the shroud, our movements pass unseen, and we may strike before the foe perceives our presence. And fear festers swiftly where vision fails. Men stumble, formations break, and their courage often abandons them before the blood has been drawn.
So if you pay attention, you got the foggy conditions, which enemy morale is decreased and penalties to vampires is reduced. So the fact that it's dawn gets reduced,
Visanya,
but additional morale degradation. So right now, morale should go down really quickly between the fog and the Visania's effect if you had that stuff equipped. So that's kind of how you can manipulate certain things. You know that you're going to be weaker doing some things. And then also time of day, as I said, depending on the day of the week.
Dies formarum. Now,
The day of forms, the second minor arcana of all suits is more likely to be encountered. More commander enemies present. So more of the guys that have the morale boosters, I do believe. And then this is just the
Cogaloon.
same as this,
Cogaloon, the seed.
to give you just a quick look at the day, month, and year. So that's the basis of the calendar in and of itself, and why it is super important to know. So once we get more inscriptions, we can come in here, select our sojourn, and we can manipulate these. There's a blood regeneration one, which was based off of one of the other guys. I can't remember which one, but you can increase the boost by burning inscriptions you don't want, or re-rolling certain ones, and it should pop up with a chance for one of the other ones to pop up.
Deformis, 20th of Cogaloon. While the living are blinded by fog, the dead are not.
Alright, so I did not see that one last time. So as you can see, the weather effects, it's super foggy out. And I should be able to walk up on enemies a little bit easier. Should. Again, it's still, early. Yeah. As you can see, they they form up to guard their range guys. They got a little bit of intelligence. They're not just mindless thralls who run at you. They will form up. That little gray bar above that archer's head, that's a morale bar. Killing him should break the morale of all these other guys. Oh, there's another commander, so we gotta go take him out. And now they kind of flee in terror. That's kind of how that fear mechanic is working. We got this guy, and take him out. Little bark out right there, kind of nice. Again, they flee in terror. Had a guy hiding in the wall. Over up here in the graveyard, or this part of the graveyard, we got some awakened. Again, we got the little base minion dudes. I don't know the names for all the different ones, but there's two variants of the female variants, and two variants of the male variants. But the base ones are all about the same size. I just call these guys the base awakened. And then you got the guy over there with the big arm. They do a jump slam attack. You got the little head crab spider things that pop open and explode. I will go ahead and dispatch these ones real quick. And then she should be one of the bigger ones. She's a psychic, so she casts that big old ball, which does a decent chunk of damage. When she dies, her head bursts, and then we get a little head spider thing again. So you can kind of tell them between the base guys, because they are a bit taller than the average ones, and as you can see down there on the ground below her, there's a little head spider crab thing, and they go boom. As you can see, it does do a chunk of damage when they do hit you. You can feed off of them and get blood back too, so it's always nice. Ow. That was my face. You can defeat those guys with a couple different abilities. Flay, Font of Putrescence, Telekinesis, all of which are in here. One of them's up there in that area. Lurky lurk. Thank you for the lurk. Welcome, welcome. There's another one in that little building there. One just past it, and then there's actually one more way past that arch over there as well. So there's a few to grab. You can only change them out. Once you acquire them, you can only change out your skills at the hub. I'm going to actually go grab Flay first. It's probably my favorite skill. So I'll take the long way around just to get some more slayings in. You can dodge cancel out of some of these skills. So I just did a dodge cancel out of the blood draw there and the other the finisher that I was trying to do. So if you are ever in trouble, you can hit the dodge button really quick and get out of either of them. See if they fixed fight up yet. I know that was a issue earlier because you couldn't get out of it. You can still get out of it, just not immediately. But these guys will eventually drop minor inscriptions. The major ones you just pick up in the world. Try to go for the ranged guys, especially priests, which we haven't encountered yet. So we got spearmen, we got swordsmen, we got hunters. As you can see, he's starting to run away, and as far as that little blue bar, it just helps prevent you from just spamming bite on everybody. You have to break that bar to do certain skills, like bite being one of them. Although you can still exsanguinate. So let's look at the inscription that we just grabbed, shall we? So I grabbed a Hymn of the Hecatomb, plus to physical, arcane, celestial, and necrotic, so damages to all of those. Reduces magical damage by 0.8%, reduces crowd control effects, reduces cooldown of all abilities, increases outgoing negative effect duration, like Haunted Putrescence, penetrates magic damage reduction, and increases minion damage. You know, I mean, it's got a wide variety of different things that it can and will affect, and that gets reflected on the character screen. And then we got some archers, it looks like. Take them out real quick. Do a little blitz attack. Where did you come from? Why are you guys all shooting at me? I was trying to go up the hill, not down the hill. Alright, I saw another green glowing stone over there that I hadn't seen before. A new addition. So I am going to try to get these guys to chase me up the hill. And because humans and awakened are against each other, these guys will fight each other. So it's not just us versus everybody else. The Thasians will fight the awakened. Although I could still come in and do some finishers. And those explosions will hurt non-awakened, so the Thasians as well. That was fun. As you can see, it refilling my blood. The ability I just picked up is called Flay. Throws out a little shuriken. Call back to Blood Omen Legacy of Cain there. And this thing will follow me until it like hits a wall and gets lost somehow or kills an enemy. You can have currently as many as you want. Sit here and prep, and now I got two. I'm gonna head down to that little green pillar that I saw and check that one out and get over to the Hangman's Oak, which is our current quest. I'm going to roll up on this guy here real quick. Is it only allowing me to have 2 now? Did they change that? They will seek enemies on their own, which is kind of nice. And once upgraded, you can get skeletal minions from those as well, which is really fun. It's just one of the many ways to make minions. Here's that little green pillar. We call this a lore stone. It tells you stuff. Tomb of Sir Kale. I cannot click on the Tomb of Sir Kale. So, add that to the list. Again, the game is being patched like once or twice a day, it seems, at the moment, to fix bugs and add fun things. So we got a bunch of guys. I'm gonna gather up a bunch of. There's a priest. We finally got one. So these guys are probably your worst enemy. That circle on the ground right there, very damaging. So you want to try to take them out as quickly as possible. We got 2 priests here. Joy, oh joy. And they will run from you and get behind their allies, like they do. Or not be very smart and run right at me. I'll take it. No, you may not cast that spell on me. That thing will drop your life bar from full red to into the gray if they get one of them off. Then it's not very fun. But what do you expect? They're priests and you're undead, so. Like a machine gun over there. Holy crap, you guys. Calm down. Here, have a fight. Okay. The levitate is very nice for exsanguinate to allow you to move and take on more guys. Highly recommended. That's your playstyle. Got another minor arcana drop, and they auto collect. You do not have to run and grab them before they disappear. They will eventually black hole into you. You don't have to have a fear of missing out or anything. And we got another inscription there. I'm not going to worry about looking at them now. We can't change anything about them until we get to the hub. It's just auto added to your weapon until your weapon's full of inscriptions, and then it'll just stack in your inventory. So we'll take a look at it when we get back to the hub. I'll probably burn a couple of them just to show you guys. How all of that works. So, yeah, I'm going to continue on just killing these guys and doing what vampires do best. So, drink and drink and drink and endless hunger, right? Or thirst in this case. Show off some of the animations there for the executions. So up here, as I said, we got the Fonte Putrescence. I can't put it on right now, but next time, next mission, I will definitely go in and use it. I'm going to take these guys. Got 2 priests, and I'm going to take them over here to these awakened guys so they can have fun. Hey guys, over here. Got some buddies for you. They don't want to follow or play. Oh well. It's always fun watching the combatants fight each other. Go fight him. Call me the enemy. He's the enemy. Little at the end. Another miner. Ow, that hurt. That actually killed me. Return to hub. As I said, they are very deadly.
Deformis, 20th of Cogulun. You shall be a hunter in the fog.
Death is not the end, though. You just go back to the hub. I will switch out. You've seen the flay. That upgrades. We don't have any at the moment for it, I do believe. Yeah. Not currently, but this one requires those 2. But I'm going to move this off here, and I'll put font on there. And again, depending on the skills that you get, the minor arcana you get, you can, if you get enough of them, they will come back as skeletons here. If you get this filled out, your weapon will do poison strikes. But don't mind the death. It happens. I meant to try to bite the priest guy, but it bit somebody else and I couldn't get out on time, so it happens to the best of us. We'll go back to the Charnel Vale. Actually, I'm going to go up here and to the Inscriptorium real quick. I'm going to take off the 2 or 3 inscriptions that I got besides that first one. Although that really doesn't matter either. I'm going to go in here. Take off these 2. As I said, your inventory will start to fill up with these once this is maxed out. I'll keep that one because it's the only Versus Shadow Dreams you get in the thing. Not that I really care for all the stats on it, but 189% longer damage over time effects. That's going to affect font pretty well. And actually, I need to switch that out with... switch that out... I don't want to press right. I guess I'll switch that out with Whirlwind and I'll put Flay on. So these are a little bit janky at the moment because they don't reflect exactly where they're at on the other screen, which is kind of a pain, but it's not the end of the world. And we'll switch out this one with Flay, and there we go. You can also make multiple loadouts, which are currently switchable in the level, but the audio will play for each individual skill, and there's no way to cancel it, so it does get kind of annoying unless you want to sit there and listen to all of them. So I'm not going to do that for you. So here we have the offerings. As I said, you can put up to 3 in here. And if you hit the increase boost power, it will change what's here. So I say don't want the necrotic resistance, so I'm going to re-roll that. And minion damage, I'll take that. Cool. Attack speed. Well, I like attack speed. I want more attack speed. I will boost that one, and as you can see, it got boosted. So you can save up a lot of inscriptions and play with this. And this is based off of the Celestial Calendar, as I showed you before. And that will boost the powers and, you know,
20th.
You go to the Celestial Clock and
Visanya belong.
it has, you know, the ability to be some of these things, and that's how you can kind of manipulate those skills. And the deterministic system comes down to what's in alignment. It also comes down to what skills and abilities you use, what weapons you use, if it's all finishers, how much damage you've taken, and so on and so forth. So everything has an effect on that. Oh, there's quite a bit here. So this is font. As you can see, it hit those head crabs really quickly, and it is doing quite the AoE damage number on all these guys. It's at a very minor stage right now, but upgraded they will melt into goo piles, which is great. And you can spread a nice big old carpet of goo, of putrescence per se. Looks like I got him stuck.
2 of mine.
Alright. See more guys walking around, and the time of day has changed, so there's probably more active at this moment in time. Let's see if we can't get these guys to play with these guys again. I feel like these guys are just kind of stuck up here. Yeah, they don't want to play. Yeah, I got you that time. Font, as you can see, or not font. Exsanguinate doesn't restore a lot compared to Bite, but it can hit multiple targets upgraded, so it's kind of the trade-off there. I need to feed those, so I'm going to try to avoid some damage here and get my life back. Walk onto this guy here. Get some blood puddles going. Finisher to get some life. Immediately get shot. One of the joys of getting all the blood back, though, is once you're full on blood, it helps reduce cooldowns of the skills to be able to use them more often. And I highly recommend using the skills. You don't have to, but it really does help keep you alive and kill them quicker. So. each person has their own playstyle, though. So, you get certain skills, you upgrade that attack speed and whatnot. You can get quite powerful with just melee attacks and, you know, critical strikes and what have you.
It's a 9 of flesh.
I must have dodged that almost perfectly. Oh, there was a second guy. Like, although that like did a double effect. Alright. On to where I was trying to get to last time before they interrupted me. Open over here. The tarot cards for the skills will pop back up, but doesn't do anything to change anything. Hello? Hello. Where'd you guys come from? You want to play? Let's play. To dance, as Alaric would say. And weather effects will eventually, or the plan is to eventually have it affect things like, say it was a really windy day, affect the arrow's trajectory. So, you know, the more wind speed there is, the more arrows will stray from directions. I'm sure there'll be different levels of skill between different combatants. So some might be more accurate. You know, like a veteran or whatever. You. Yes, you. With the face. Running away. Here's telekinesis.
Feels a shockwave pulse through your blood. Let it surge down your
Look like
arms,
it's
through
kinda
your
bucked.
fingers, burst out of you into the world.
Not cool, guys. Not cool. Stay away. I want the other dude. You. Yes, you. Initial targeting, you need to be pretty close currently. It used to be a little bit farther. I'm not sure why the change, but used to be a little bit farther, but selecting them after you have an initial target is pretty good. So the Hangman's Oak, once you have dispatched all the guys in the area and you're not in combat, you can click on this and read it. That's kind of the objective of the quest. You don't have any blades to actually pick up, at least currently, but you got to find 3 of these what are called hex blades. They're elite units, and they spawn at different areas around the map. One could be I'm not going to tell you where they're all at. We'll just go explore. How's that? I'll just kind of run to the areas where I've encountered them. We will see what we can see. As I said, they are elite units. You can tell he's a hexblade because of the little sickle there that he's got on him. You can also press the right stick down button. I don't know what it is on mouse and keyboard. I use the controller mostly. But that little blood trail will lead you to your next objective. He is basically an elite hunter who has the ability to teleport. And use that sickle. Not too hard to dispatch, though they can get quite annoying with bigger groups of enemies because their ability to teleport when you're trying to chase them down. Currently, I've only ever seen the Hexblades drop weapons. I'm not sure if that's 100% the case or just my luck of the draw, but again, it is the demo, so it's just early versions of the game. But you can always come back to the Charnel and re-hunt them down. Again, how you kill, when you kill, what the weather effects are going. Let's see if rain... Oh, can't really tell when being shot at. But rain should eventually, or not eventually, but damage you over time, so your life should drain faster in the rain without feeding. But I'm not sure if all those effects have been implemented yet. I saw a bullet come from this direction. Ah, there you are. A lot of little artwork's going on too. A lot of things to look at and appreciate. Are you actively avoiding the enemy? There we go. Okay, so that one, Flay, as you can see now, has been upgraded because it's hitting more than one target, so it's getting more powerful as we just continue to play. And I could take the inscriptions off of one and put it on another. Hello, guys. Plenty of ways to get around the map. You're not limited to running everywhere. Around the strata. Again, plays one of my more light skills personally. It's an auto target, so I don't have to focus on manually doing things, though the font is great in large crowds due to the AoE effect. I personally prefer, as I said, Flay and Whirlwind, but you know, that's preference, and to each their own. I know Faceless Mike loves to use the font himself. A lot of people in the test group do. We got another inscription there. Ow, ow. The one problem with using the fonts and the flays is they don't restore blood, so you know you still need to worry about getting your health back. But if you can avoid damage enough, You're doing pretty good. As you can see, there's a door there. You might not be able to see it from here, but there's another door around there somewhere. There's one up there. There's a few doors. They all, from what I've seen, say lead to the catacombs. So probably different areas of the catacombs eventually. There's the last text blade way off in the distance. Our view distance here is quite far. He's right over my shoulder there. Getting stuck in trees, it's always fun. I dodged right into that one. As you can see though, it's just a smaller version of that hex blade over there. That little shield thing you see going on there is probably something to do with the time of day or weather or something along that line. You can, if you get dodges off at the right time, you will teleport behind your enemies and avoid attacks. It's very helpful. If you get it down, you can really master those one-on-one combats to avoid damage. Which I am not succeeding at the moment. I think I'll at least fight one of them to the death. Hopefully I get a weapon that I like, a sword or an axe. I've yet to see a sword drop, but I've been told that they are there. There are ways to acquire them. Would love to acquire one of the Hexblade swords. That would be cool. Running around with two of those. So yeah, there's another door there. As you can see, it says, travel to the Thasian Catacombs. In early access, I am assuming. And then our last little mission here is to defend the statue here. Priest will spawn here, and all they're going to do is cast their cleansing spell on the statue to purify it. So the main objective here is to not let them do that. Again, the better you do, I'm pretty sure the better the reward. And there's multiple ways to go about doing it, naturally. So, the priority focus is to kill the priests so they don't destroy the statue. As long as you're, getting some blood puddles going, doing some finisher moves, just to stay alive. Little bell sound starts the next wave, and I think there are 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. There's this little pile there. The fight off. get your down to the gray bar, you will hear that heartbeat because you're getting close to death. And we all saw what happens when you die. Not sure what's going to happen during multiplayer. We have not been that far yet. But as you can see, the statue is being damaged. It's only been hit like once or twice. I've managed to have it not be touched like one time. Got another inscription. Go down a flay, we'll bite you. Just trying to prevent them from getting there, that's all. And the more you play, the more powerful you're going to get, and the easier this is going to become. Which gives it that replayability to try to outperform yourself last time you did it. Thought I took them all out.
One of wines.
The Exsanguinate has been upgraded too. I'm hitting 2 or 3 guys now at a time instead of just one, which is nice. And our statue's about halfway dead, so we're still okay. And quest complete. Since how I killed the Hexblades and the save the statue, that's the end of the demo, where we can return to the hub and change our skills and run back and do it again with new inscriptions,
Like snow, will not
new
harm a vampire.
tarots, and so on and so forth. That's the main gameplay loop that we're going to have for what it is now. I'm going to go up here and see what inscriptions we did get. Unfortunately, I did not manage to get a weapon, but I will definitely try again next time. So now we've got next inscription we get will just pop up here in our inventory unless we do grab a weapon. Passive blood generation, although I'm not sure how well that one works yet. But there are some cool ones that I would love to see eventually in place. I know we've got the lightning strike one. There's a very, very cool video of one of the guys who had streamed it for a little bit. I forget what his name is or her name, but had a spear with the lightning effect, which was really cool looking, and running around with the spear and calling down some thunder and lightning was really badass looking. But like one of the ones I really want to check out,
Laterum belongs to Ohms, the many-sided.
is hits cause lightning strikes, as we saw. But I want to see hits and kills leave behind charge shards. When there are 5 shards in a small area, they combine into a targeted tracking bomb. I think that sounds pretty badass. I've yet to see it, but I'm pretty sure that this needs to be up in alignment and before it could even happen, although it could possibly happen, I don't know. But each one has different things, as it said. Killed enemies spawn thorns which damage enemies in the player. Finishers cause tornadoes to spawn in all directions which damage enemies and slow the player inside them. Again, a lot of different things, and this calendar and the star chart will it keeps going and going and going, like our universe, except for everything revolves around Malorum instead of revolving around the sun.
The most recent prize in the ancients.
And yes, Malorum can be in alignment at certain times. Right now, it is not in alignment. So. Yeah, lingering flames, firewalls, stone walls. Again, that's all dependent on the day, the time, what other ones are in Ascension or alignment. So we've looked at Flay, we've looked at Font. I'm going to test out Dance Macabre. It's probably my least favorite skill. So I'll probably hit up the the hex blades and probably back out to the sanctum here to change it back out. But to give you guys a view of what that looks like, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm not going to mess with this. I would like to save up, you know, maybe 10 or 15 eventually, and then, oh, this one planet's in alignment, and I really want those skills, so I'm going to re-roll until I hopefully get it. And then upgrade it to make it as good as possible.
21st of Kogulun. Like frozen stones, the hailstorm fall.
So, Dance Macabre is a active buff with a cooldown that will fast travel between enemies. My main gripe with it is I tend to be attacking air more often than fighting the guys. Again, it's all still early. Bugs and adjustments need to take place, so I still will test it out, because that's what I'm here to do. Help you guys learn and understand how the universe works. As I said, I'm probably going to... did not go as planned. To try to kill these guys off real quick and pop back out. Also, with the weather effects, now that it's raining, you may or may not notice it, but on the screen itself, we get the water droplets. During snow, the sides will fog up or freeze over. You get a little bit of a frost effect, per se. Yeah, if there's any questions out there, feel free to ask. If not, I'm going to continue to play, and I'll try to comment where I can on certain things if I think of them. I think I've gone over most everything, which only took about an hour and 20 minutes. I'll clip it back after the last sojourn there, and I'll probably set that as a YouTube for a tutorial, and then I'll be clipping the crap out of that for the individual parts. But that'll all go up on YouTube here eventually, which I will get started on after the stream, which I need to end in about 40 minutes so I can get up to the school to go get my son from after school activities. So 40 more minutes of hanging out and questions for anybody who has it. One of the fun things to do with Bite, one of the skills I like to use is Cursed Fang. And with that, when you bite them and they die, they come back as thralls instead of skeletons and are able to use their abilities. So if you bite a priest, they come back, and that little spell that they use to buff their allies, they buff you instead. And that AoE spell that they use to really hurt you, they cast on the enemies to really hurt them, though they're very weak and very frail. So definitely grab that as soon as possible. It's one of my more favorite skills to use. A lot of people like the font because of Pandemic, opponents killed by the poison debuff melt, creating new puddles, which spreads the plague, basically. And then in Necropolis, opponents killed by the poison debuff revive as skeletons, along with Poison Strike, which makes opponents that get hit by your skeleton minions, or you, take the poison damage too. So it really compounds in on itself, and so far there has been no talk about it changing. This is supposed to be a power fantasy, so unless enough people gripe that they don't like being a really badass vampire, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So we got a really big storm brewing, and wow, it got really dark. So I'm going to go back to the clock here, and
At first light,
it is dawn.
At first light, hail. Hail strikes the earth as iron shot, impeding mortal speed and spirit alike. Their march falters, their courage thins, and flight is favored. To us, however, it is as snow, water that does not bite, cold that does not hinder. Hail cannot still those who are still within.
And we can also look at the weather forecast. So we got hail, storm, hail, foggy, rain, cloudy. And I believe from what Dennis said is that this has a lot of transitions just to let people experience the different weather effects. Oh, I also forgot to mention the months. We're in the springtime now, and then it'll be summer, fall, winter, so on and so forth. This is the start of the year. Once this reaches the top, we're in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth month at the moment.
Kogalu.
Month 5. I found a wall. You got stuck in said wall. Let's go find some more hex blades. Yeah, so hopefully here we'll get to see the storm when it happens. As you can see, the head spider crab things definitely do hurt. Not as much as the priests in their good old area of effect spell. There's one. No. Back here, you. I need blood. I need blood. Realm Strider. So the one guys can definitely do a number on you if you let them sit there. I hear you. Now that a lot of them have been dispatched. That was fun. So, take out all the little guys, and then we'll finally go kill him. They just keep coming. Holy crap. Any more of you guys around? No? Okay, cool. Let's kill you with Dance Macabre. Hopefully. Can I lock onto you? There we go. They gave me 2 runes, or 2 runes. Inscriptions. Minor Tarot. Words. I know what I'm talking about. Runes, inscriptions, tarots. It's one of those things. Now the question up. There's our last buddy in that little graveyard area. Jump over some buildings here and have at ye. He's immune at the moment. There we go, his life bar's back. Alright. Weapon? Weapon? Nothing? Darn. Minor Terror. I need to update it on my channel here, but I also run the fandom wikis, and I'm working diligently to get everything I can put in there. And I guess that's a good spot to... No, actually, I'm not going to go try to do the statue with this skill. Again, it's a skill I do not prefer. But we got hail, we got fog, we got guys shooting bullets at us somewhere. We'll go and do the last skill and just return to hub now. As you can see, you might notice it, but the planets have moved a little bit.
And the living are slowed.
All the planets rotate clockwise, except for Tlaquequex, which is right here.
Hospice belongs to Tlaquequex, the Shattered, whose house
And that one goes in a counterclockwise, I do believe. No, this one goes clockwise as well. It'll go way out here. I don't know where it ends up eventually, but it's got a very long path and comes back around. So there'll be sometimes where you just don't even see it. But that's a time. Extra attack speed, damage over time. A chance to become invulnerable for a time period. That's nice. Let's take a look here. The grand stage. I actually got one of the inscriptions. You can target enemies behind you. Cool. I'm going to remove all these upgrades. I'm not going to use it, but I will use this one. And this one of my favorite things to do. It's also something I want to test out. Oh, I can't yet. I can maximize it, I guess. Let's use Beckon, though. We're missing one tarot card for it. And it's a green tarot card, so it's one of these 4 that need to drop. Almost got all the winning streams. That's nice. I could, actually. There we go. Winning streams is maxed out. Levitation's getting there, so it's still at the 25-second cooldown. Stunned. I could maximize that one by taking some off of the other ones. No longer interrupted. I could do half of them. I could max this one. Flayed enemies explode into bone shards, which Flay also plays off of other things. Opponents killed by skeleton minions explosions are flayed, so if you do bone shards plus calcified bones, you can get a nice little chain reaction with a flay where, you know, one explodes, causing another to explode, causing another to explode. The necrotic needles return as skeletons. There we go. We can look at that now. Skeleton minions explode into bone shards at the end of their lifespan. So if you don't want to use, say, minions, and you really just want to use flay as the thing, don't use necrotic needles and don't use the splintering, but use like bone shards and calcified barbs. It's how you want to play. Bone Saw increased the area by 75 and the projectile speed by 15%, so bigger and more damage. We'll definitely check those out for you guys. Can't do the Cursed Fang yet. I'm just letting them acquire. You could take off the ones you're not using and, you know, like I take this one off and go put it on one that it could be used on. This one only requires that one, so maybe I won't go do that one because that one's on here, right? Yeah. We'll remove that guy and put it on blur here. So travel distance increase, can pass through barriers and collisions into locked areas, though there are none currently that I have found. Not saying they don't exist, but I haven't found any. And we'll look at what's available now. Minion duration, critical hits, minion damage, alchemical damage, and passive blood regeneration. So, I'm going to try to use these two to get a little bit of passive blood regeneration, because that sounds like something I would want. And I didn't get any. Or I got so little it didn't matter.
Like frozen stones, the hailstorm falls.
So telekinesis, if you listen to the radio play, it's Alaric's favorite move. And here it pushes them down. And now we should get minions. Yep, and they will fight for us. And get in the way. Meanwhile, I can pop all those guys down. And if you focus on your minions, increase their attack speed, damage, and all that good stuff, you can definitely become a necromancer type vampire. Get some of that cooldown reduction, so you can cast Flay more often. And sit back and just use Flay as your main skill. And I'm taking some damage because I was not really focusing, so let's get some hit points back. He will come back as a larger skeleton. They used to. They look about the same now.
The 2 of flesh. 8 of mind. The 7 of souls.
No, I missed. Go, my minions. Kill and be happy. As I said, that will trigger the little head crab spider things. This game is definitely all about exploration. I haven't been up here, but I mean this run, but it's like, ooh, where does this one go to? What's this symbol mean? I have honestly no clue what it's for. I know there's another door up here. Maybe it's a special door, later on. But I have no freaking clue. But that symbol, I've never seen until the demo. So they're constantly adding new things, and I don't know what half of them are for yet. Like some of these statues that are, or obelisks that are down, the lore stones. Yeah, if any questions out there, as I said, feel free to ask. And I never put up the little text like I said I was going to do. I just got caught up doing what I was doing. But I'm going to clear out this graveyard, and it's probably going to be the last little bit. I've shown off all the different little skills and how they work, and it really comes down to prioritizing what you find enjoyable and building your character the way you want to build it. I mean, we're limited in number of tarots that we got right now. We're limited to, what, 8 of them? But this, or the whirlwind instead of telekinesis, is kind of my play style. That's what I like to use. I especially like telekinesis when you can lift them up in the air, because you get quite a few lifted up in the air. And, if you got minions, minions might not be able to do much because they can't reach them sometimes. But like your Flay will hit them, and once multiplayer hits, it's a very good control move. And That's kind of how I was thinking about playing my character. I got the fast attacking and less of a bot person, as I said. I would love to be able to upgrade the telekinesis to try out one more thing and show you lifting them in the air if I can. It's just a matter of what cards are going to drop. Nice little thundercrack. So now we're in stormy weather. I'm going to go to the calendar.
Storm. Like with rain, storms strengthen the power of primordial lightning. Unlike mere rain, storms bring primordial lightning of their own. And though the rain stings vampires uniquely among the dead, so too are vampires uniquely adept at avoiding the lightning. Now, at last, the arc of the sun carries it downward. Indeed, we remain diminished, and the celestial aspect is still empowered. But the balance has begun to shift. Now each hour shall lessen the glare, and we take solace, for the promise of night draws near.
So, time of day, weather effects, all affect what happens and how it happens. So, it is quite a bit louder, and I apologize. I'm trying to speak up a little bit more to overcome the storm that's going on, but as you can see, the weather effect is, they're there. I feel like I am fighting in a storm. Alright. Let's go find some more enemies real quick. There's one. I haven't seen lightning strike hit enemies yet, but I probably don't want to stand in the puddles of water when it happens. I'm not sure if the weather effects are that bad yet, or that detailed, I should say, not bad, but definitely don't want to be caught in the rain in the middle of a lightning storm. Alright. It looks like the rain is clearing up. That's good. Oh no, there was a priest. But it was not. That would be a priest. The one skill I am definitely looking forward to, though, is definitely wolf form, but then as I said, not till early access. Then that's definitely one of those things that I'm going to be trying to find as soon as possible, because wolf form, best form. Some more enemies down that way. Weapon. No weapon. Hi, Mike. Got me towards the end of the stream. I have to go get my son here in about 20 minutes. I'm going to finish up the veil here for the last time, but I think I got a... I've got a mountain of Discord messages for later. Cool. I've got a few bugs to point out that I've seen. Hey, Mulehorn. How you doing? If you got any questions, feel free to ask for these last 20 minutes. I'll probably wait till I get back to the hub to answer them because the storm is very loud. Unless it clears up. But this video will be going up on YouTube. The first hour and 20-ish minutes will definitely... I've tried to put together the best guide I could. I'm not the best at putting them together, but a very good overall of what's what and how things work, so people can understand. Again, I also run the wiki, the fandom wiki. Go check that out. It's still a work in progress, but... Oh, no you didn't. Ow. You good, sir. Suck. Alright. Go kill off the rest of the guys around here, and then go try to defend the statue. See how well we can do there. Not sure how many guys are left down this area. Don't look like many. I do believe they continue to come out of the catacombs, so at least until you get to the ending of it. Yeah, you're fighting. Yeah, any questions you may have, Mulehorn, feel free to ask. I'm here for the next 15 or so. And then I will be moving on. Mike, is there anybody else streaming Deadhaus at the moment that I could, you know, roll into? Just curious if they're still around. Just enjoying the gameplay? Well, enjoy away. I'm glad you're able to see some of the weather effects and different skills and abilities. What's been the some of the things that you've liked so far, and things that you haven't liked? Hopefully later. Yeah, a couple of the regiment guys I talked to, I think are going to be streaming later on with their evening schedule. Yeah, I know I talked to one, he said his stream day's on Sunday, and he's not spoiling himself until then, so we're going to have new people over the weekend, definitely. Already got damage to the statue, for shame. I'm pretty sure you got a laugh of the message I sent you earlier, though, right? to 3 winding streams. Alrighty. I'll definitely try to take a look here. Before I have to run off and go get the boy. Ain't no rest for... I can't sing DMCA's and all. That little bell, if you heard it, signals the next round of attempting to cleanse this damn statue. We're trying to prevent that. Keep these guys back here. The priority focus, of course, is on these the priests here, which do have more hit points, and they only goal they have is to cleanse the statue, so we want to interrupt it as much as possible. Again, the better you do, I'm pretty sure once everything rolls out, the better off you know, your reward will be. And that was all 3 of those guys and them. So let's see if this works. Yeah, this still doesn't work, Mike. You can't just click on the catacombs to get out of here. I do believe I have killed off everybody, unless I missed somebody. Yeah, I've killed all of them. So, FYI, I still have to go to the menu and go to the hub.
The Hostia, 21st of Kogulun. Thunder and lightning fill the skies.
Thank you guys for stopping in, hanging out. Be sure to look for that video on YouTube here, probably within the next day. I'm going to try to get it up tonight. If anybody has any last questions, feel free to ask. I will do the first radio play here. We'll look out the window.
Deadhaus. At dawn, on the 5th day of our search, it came upon the vampire's dwelling, the ruined tower from the First Age.
What time is that?
5 of us stormed
Or what time is it? In-game or my time? My time, it's almost 4 p.m. It's like 10:15 till 4. In-game,
The day dies.
it's evening, dusk time.
As the thralls that sought to warn their master. The knights wished to breach the tower on foot, to smite
I'm
the wretches that lay
EST.
in its coffin.
Oh,
But I
prime
stood the
time.
tower.
Haha.
That's what it wanted us to do. To ascend
I see you've
the
also
mountains
tested the game out, and I saw you join the Discord. Thank you for joining.
from the sun.
And thank you for the follow.
My satchel, I procured a flask,
I'm the
shook it vigorously,
self-proclaimed
threw it at the base
lore
of the
master
tower,
of
setting
the
it
game.
ablaze with alchemical fire.
Mike and me were both lore people until he joined the team, so he's got the advantage there. But I'm basically the second most knowledgeable person outside of the devs.
Apart, sending pieces of it hurtling towards us. 2 were killed outright.
But we'll listen to this, and then,
Save
as I said, I gotta call it. I got
satchel
adulting to
torn
do.
from me, and a figure leapt out of the gap over our horses, fleeing as it hits the ground. We pursued our
If I
quarry
can
from the
go
burning
ahead.
building, closing on its lead.
If you want
with
to
thundering
listen
charge.
to the rest
Under
of the
light
radio
day,
plays,
it could not change its form to elude us, and its strength was but a fraction of what it would have been in darkness. It was still swift enough to outpace any man, but on horseback, we were swifter. Sensing that we drew nearer, the vampire swerved from the open field and sought refuge in an abandoned church. I shouted for the knights to stop, to draw no closer, to hold position and allow me to retrieve my satchel from the tower. But they had been hunting the fiend for 5 days and had just lost 2 of their brothers. One of them dismounted and approached the church doors. From the darkness inside, a voice poured out and stood my hair on end.
I invite you in.
And the knight stepped forward. In the name of the Emperor, I command you to stop! I shouted, and the knight hesitated, torn between my command and the dead thing's power.
I killed your friends. Their blood seeps into Malorum even now. It smells so sweet.
And the knight drew his sword in wrath. Stay in the light! I cried in vain. My chimes were left in the fallen satchel. I could not strike them to ring through the vampire's voice. The knight stepped into the shadows. His screams followed shortly after, and the sound of tearing flesh. Others drew their swords. Some dismounted. They were shouting, arguing. I tried to convince them that 8 of them was not enough. Not even with me, not without my implements. I lost command in the chaos. What followed, the blame lies with me. If I had but kept my satchel. I lingered only for a moment as they crossed into the church. I saw it there in the darkness. Glimpses of it, flickers of predation. It fell upon the knights as if from all sides, slicing into them, dragging them screaming into the shadows. They called for me, begging me to help them. But had I entered the church that day, then Deadhaus would have my secrets, and thousands more would have died. I turned my horse and fled, hearing my name fall into the distance behind me, until at last the church was silent. I retrieved my satchel from the tower and left its smoldering ruin behind. I dare not write what became of the knights. I can only pray that their death were the end, but that thought does little to still the echoes of my name, as they called it that day. Alaric. Alaric. Alaric von Bella, Grand Inquisitor of the Thasian Empire.
So yeah, that's the radio plays. That's the first one. Here's a look at the other ones real quick. So they look like this. It's just a quiz. I've currently got, I think, 34 of them. So the first, I think, 32 are the first. 30. Is it 32 or 31? Are all one question per episode, basically, until I hit the end, and then I'm just kind of coming up with them off the top of my head. I might eventually do the Necroliberatus, which is also on the wiki, and possibly even in-game stuff now that the demo is out. So it's just something to have fun with. Eventually I might run a little game show and give prizes away with special weapons from the first stage to hand out to those who know the lore of the game and that have shown that they know what they're talking about. Maybe do some hard questions like I'm not going to come up with them same here because then that spoils it, but Mike's heard them. And yes, I can come up with some very, very, very interesting ones. But go ahead and test your knowledge with these. They're on the Discord. I think I missed the first couple, like the first 5 or 6 on the Discord, but they're all under the Chronicles. Of Wraiths is the second one. It's just something they're fun. Most of these are pretty simple. If you listen to the radio play closely enough, you should get it. They're all the answers are in their radio plays, but it's something I've been doing, helping with engagement, hopefully. Get those out there. If you're a lore junkie, all the lore is there on the wiki and on the radio plays, and the quizzes are there just to kind of have fun with, and I'd appreciate the engagement to help get them out there, trying to show that, I'm the lore guy for this game, so any questions can be directed to me. You can reach me on the Discord when I'm available, and I'm more than happy to answer questions. Again, thank you guys for showing up. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to stream this as much as possible. My normal stream days are Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't get too much time, you know, working father and kids with afternoon activities and whatnot, and then I work third shift, so, you know, everybody's dream is to be able to sit and play video games. So the more that I can get out there, the better off it is, right? But, guys, again, thanks for stopping in. I'm going to double check to make sure that there ain't nobody else streaming Deadhaus real quick. And if there is, I wouldn't mind sending you guys over there and see what's going on. But it looks like it's just me. So, yeah, that's it for the day. I'll be back again probably tomorrow for a little bit at some time. If not, I've got stuff to do this weekend, so probably Tuesday again, and it'll probably be a new build, and I will start over again from scratch and go through all the spiel again. Because that's what we do as we test the game. So you guys have a good night, afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you around next time. Bye for now.